This was actually a part of my last video about Sonic games that I loved, which most people considered to be bad. I realized it didn't really fit in. I figured I still wanted to share my thoughts on the story of Sonic and the Secret Rings, gush about what I like, and ramble about some of the misconceptions and weird takes some people have. Secret Rings begins with Sonic being woken up by Shara, a genie of the ring with limited powers compared to the genie of the lamp. The stories of the Arabian Nights are being erased by a villainous genie named Eraser Jin, who will soon exit the world of the stories and enter the real world. Shara asks Sonic for help, and they hop into the pages of the book. They encounter Eraser Jin, and he attempts to inflict Shara with a curse, but Sonic steps in front of it and gets cursed himself, which Jin finds pretty amusing. He's told to collect the 7 world rings, and if Sonic fails to do so, he will die. Their journey is pretty fun to follow. I love Sonic's attitude throughout the game. He's such a fun and sweet character, and his friendship with Shara is the real heart of the story. For that other video, I read a lot of lists of bad Sonic games or worst Sonic games, and some game journalist said something about Shara being Sonic's love interest. I have no fucking clue where they got that from, like they're clearly just friends. But this dude straight up went, hang on, boy and girl talk throughout game? Surely girl is love interest? Like what the fuck, how? I can't understand how someone got that idea. They're very clearly just friends. But it gave me a good laugh, so I had to mention it. It seems that Shara and Eraser Jin were lovers once upon a time, or at least something like that. And there's always this sort of sadness to Shara when she talks about him. In the beginning of the game, Eraser Jin seems like he almost taunts Shara.
You have gathered the 7 world rings for me. Have you not, Shara, my dear?
Are you still going on about that? I told you those things don't even exist. And even if they did, I'd never give them to you.
Oh, wouldn't you though?
After gathering the world rings, Shara takes them to him, saying,
I must.
Shara, stop! You can't do this! Think about what will happen!
I'm sorry. I have no choice. I just want to be back with him.
I like this moment because it implies a lot of things, but it leaves a lot of mystery too. It gives you all the information you need to start speculating on what's really happened here. Eraser Jin claims that there needs to be a sacrifice. A life has to be offered up, and he's going to take out Sonic, but Shara jumps in front of him this time.
Shara!
As she passes on, Jin turns into his monstrous new form, plotting to reshape the world as he sees fit. Sonic absorbs the rings to become Darkspine Sonic so he can defeat him. This form comes a little bit out of nowhere, but at least it leaves some room for some fun fan speculation. Once Jin is down, Sonic reveals that he had his lamp all along, which he got at the beginning of the game. It wasn't usable to us until now. He wishes for the world to turn back to normal, and that Eraser Jin has to revive Shara, and then that he has to live out the rest of his life inside the lamp. As Jin has been taken into the lamp, he begs Shara to take him back, saying that they can start all over if she saves him. It kinda gives me the vibe that their relationship was an abusive one, and she seems to have finally broken free from that cycle, even if it's really painful to do so. And once he's gone, Shara begins to cry. Sonic asks her for one last wish, as she can only fulfill small wishes. He asks for a mountain of handkerchiefs so she can cry as much as she needs to until she feels better. And I think that's a very sweet sentiment. Now, I've heard people say that they hate this ending because Sonic tells her to just cry about it, but that's just fucking crazy. That's not what he says. Others have said that he should have just wished for her to be happy, and that doesn't really feel like something Sonic would do. The thing that Sonic truly values is freedom, and I don't think Sonic would like to override someone's emotions. Besides, getting over something difficult like this helps us grow, and I think he understands that. They had won, everything was back to normal, they've grown and learned from everything that has happened. In my opinion, anyone who thinks Sonic should have wished for none of this to have ever happened doesn't truly understand his character. And it would be so boring and just not as emotionally interesting. The situation is resolved, and now Shara can begin to heal from everything. It's a very bittersweet ending, and I love it. If we were to erase everything that's happened, it would also just take so much nuance away from the story and leave it feeling sort of empty. I really enjoy the writing of this game. I think it's really well done, and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts about it here. That's all I got for you this time. Thanks for watching.